why do you think it's important for kids to have mental health awareness and learn tools to help cope?
Caleb's Kids was started in 2016 after I lost my younger brother to suicide. After he passed away, I really engulfed myself in all things mental health. And so in doing so, I learned how much of an issue it was for our youth. The workshops that we do, they teach the youth about mental health. So they teach them how to recognize when something is going wrong in their lives, how something is going wrong in their minds and in their bodies. It also teaches them different coping skills. So how do you cope when something is going wrong? And when you're coping, if it's not getting better, it gives them the resources of where to go to get help.
Hi everyone, my name is Callie and today I'll be your moderator. In this episode of Extra Credit Group Chat, we will be talking about mental health using Caleb's Kids. So today I have with me Arise, Amelia, and Cedar as our panelists, and I'm going to have each of them tell me their name and favorite food.
I'm Amelia, and my favorite food is sushi.
I'm Arise. My favorite food is chili.
I'm Cedar. I couldn't have a favorite food because all food is so good.
All of those are great options. So we all watched Caleb's Kids and met Miss Keisha. And so my first question to everyone is, what kind of impact do you think Miss Keisha has had on kids in her program?
I think that Miss Keisha has really provided probably a comfort for the kids, but also provided really important knowledge for them to know for their future that is just going to be just impactful on their whole lives.
I think she's had a very positive impact on them, especially since it's really important for people who are struggling, especially young people who are struggling, to know that there's somebody there who's going to help them.
I agree. She's a great support system. Arise, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, a lot of times I feel like children or young people can feel ignored or belittled, and they don't have the right tools to cope with mental health or even really know what it is that they're struggling with. So I think it's great that Miss Keisha has decided to come up with this program as a way to teach kids and give them the right tools and equip them to help battle against mental health.
Yeah, that is an amazing point. So coming off that, she's created this program where she is giving people the tools to deal with mental health, to realize when they are struggling themselves, when a friend's struggling, and really just spreading the importance of mental health in her community. Let's just see a raise of hands. Who here thinks mental health is important, especially the awareness in middle schoolers, younger kids, high schoolers, children? So I'd say I definitely do. Okay, so that's 4 out of 4 of us. And so you can tell it's definitely has a big impact on kids today. So why do you think it's important for kids to have mental health awareness and learn tools to help cope?
I think it's because many young people, almost all of them, have struggled with mental health at one point or another. And it can have pretty disastrous results if it's not taken seriously. So that's why it's so important for us to have conversations like this and to raise awareness about it so that we can help protect young people and people around us who might be going through it. They can feel like they have a safe place to express themselves.
I would say mental health awareness is really important because, like Arai said, most people do struggle with mental health in some way or another. And sometimes it can be really hard to ask for help when you know you're struggling with something. And raising awareness helps because people are more likely to ask for help when they know that there's other people around them who are struggling with the same things that they are.
Yeah, I totally agree with everything Cedar and Rye said, but I also personally I wasn't very educated during middle school on mental health sort of things, and I know it could have been really important for the people around me and myself during that time. So I just think, yeah, totally, it's something really important.
Yeah, I totally agree, Amelia. I know, even myself, especially in middle school, I kind of didn't get mental health awareness or any information on it until I was in high school. And even in high school, it was not probably to the degree it should have been. And I think Miss Keisha's doing a great job starting young, because I think it's important for kids of all age, because, mental health doesn't pick people by age. It just it happens and it's out there, and your age doesn't matter. So I think that is a very great point. So speaking of like mental health and mental health awareness, I just wanted to get your guys' opinions on any like kind of tips you use for yourself to help keep your mental health balanced, or help keep yourself feeling like good and happy, or like kind of like keep yourself from being sad, or even your friends. Just any tips you have for other teens or kids out there.
Something I do is that I journal and I like to draw, and that just helps me really express myself and like understand myself. And that's something important as well, is to just get to know yourself and know what is a time when you're happy, and also what is it like when you're sad, and just understand.
Yeah, writing down feelings and writing how the day's been, or even just writing to yourself, whether like whatever's happened. And that is a super great way. And I love to draw when I am feeling overwhelmed with emotions. Sometimes, if I'm like really happy, really sad, or just even really bored. So I just like to sit there and just draw it out. So I completely agree. What about Cedar or Rise? Do you have anything you guys do to help?
Yeah. I think something that people overlook a lot of the time is actually taking care of your physical well-being as well. Because if you improve your physical state, it'll automatically like help you with your mental state as well. So just little things like remembering to drink water and eat, remembering to rest, and even like taking a shower can all help you just feel better.
Yeah.
For sure.
For me, my answer is a little more unconventional, but it's something that helps me a lot. So I like to give myself some alone time when it's like early in the morning. So before my day has actually started, before like, there's like rushing thoughts, or like, oh, I have to do this, 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 and this. Just giving myself a few moments even just to sit there and reflect and, be quiet before the busyness of the day actually starts. So I start myself off with a good mindset.
Yeah. These are all great options for myself. I know I like to kind of take a break from the world. So if there is something going on, like even if I have a lot of homework, or like I'm stressed out or whatever, it's important to like take a break and do something for myself. So whether that's going out with friends, or going and playing a pickup game of soccer, or just watching my favorite show on Netflix or something, just a little bit of a break, because as much as you have responsibilities, sometimes in order to put your mental health first, you need to put yourself first. And so just doing activities that I love and I find interesting is a good way to kind of ground myself. Speaking about mental health and how we support ourselves, and we gave a few tips to other teenagers and students, how do you think how do you think Miss Keisha's program, or having mental health programs, could help in communities or in schools?
I think that I can bring it up more in conversation, because a lot of people don't really feel like comfortable talking about it, or they just don't have the right people like at home to talk about it with. So it can be helpful when it's like a peer that who brings it up. So I can definitely do that more, have one-on-one conversations, look for solutions with people. And me personally, I spend a lot of time like trying to bring young people together, whether it's through like directing shows with young people in it, or doing like other after school activities to let them have a place to express themselves and how they feel about their mental state and well-being.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think another important thing is if you see a friend struggling, or you see someone else struggling, as much as you can be there for them as a friend or as a person, it's also important that you bring it up to an adult if you feel it's serious, or direct them to an adult or someone that is a professional in the area, because we're not therapists, we're not licensed, we don't necessarily know everything, so you can still be there to support a friend, but also like it's important that you make sure you help them find the help they need. And then Cedar, Amelia, do you have anything else that how you can help support mental health in your own community and in kids your age?
I would say a big way to support mental health among your friends and your peers is just to be patient with them. because you have to remember that everybody around you, they have their own lives, they have their own problems and their own things that they're probably already stressed or worried about. And so if you're just patient and kind with your friends, then you won't be adding on to that stress.
Do you think programs like the program Miss Keisha is helping in her community, helping run in her community, or other programs, or just even having more mental health awareness in high school or like at your guidance counselors or anything? Do you think that's something important that should maybe be brought back into today a little bit?
Most definitely. I think when people have like a place like that, a safe space to be able to have these conversations, that's when things actually start to change and like solutions can happen. So I definitely think that programs like the one that Miss Keisha is doing and other ones that support youth in mental health are extremely important to us.
Kind of said it better myself.
Yeah, I agree with everything Arise said, and also it just helps that for people to have a place to go to when they're feeling stressed out or anxious or worried or whatever.
Yeah, and I necessarily don't think, we don't even just having a safe place like you guys are talking about, and just like having teacher support or like knowing that you can go somewhere when you're in need, that is already a huge step in the right direction. We don't necessarily need to like go all in and start all these committees right away. Like a good first step is always just making sure kids in your community and your schools feel comfortable. And like we said earlier, there's ways you can do that in your own way, whether it is supporting a friend, talking to them, giving them, providing them help, getting them the help they need. All of that can be done by you too. So it doesn't just need to be your district.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for helping talk a little bit about mental health in teenagers and younger students. And it was great having you guys on panel today. So that's going to be it for this episode of the group chat on Extra Credit. So thank you guys for joining us, and bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.